Hi, Elis. Hello, Oscar. This is, I finally got round, it's Becky, in case you've forgotten me. I finally gotten round to doing another story. I'm really sorry that it took me ages and ages. So I haven't spent all that time doing preparations for the story. So, lower your expectations, then lower them again, especially in terms of the art department. So things haven't improved. I've got this from the library, but I haven't done anything out of it. So there's no pictures this time. Instead, I've made these things, puppets. Yeah, not quite Jim Henderson. Anyway, so I'm going to use those and then I'm just going to tell you a story. Okay, so this story, it was suggested, there was an idea suggested by you, Oscar, like ages ago. You will have probably forgotten, as a story, but the story is especially for Elis. So it was a story for Elis with an idea from Oscar, which is very much on brand, as you'll see, I think. Also, a quick word about the voices and the accents. They come from a place of love, and just apologies, no offence is meant by any of it. Okay, so this is the story of when feral Berryl meets stray Ray. Okay, let's get started. So, Berryl had been living with Oscar and Elis for some time now. She still had a boz eye and a broken tail, but she was still a free spirit. And now she lived with a family. She loved Oscar and Elis very much. Mum and Dad are all right and all, she thought. One day, Elis, Oscar and Berryl were playing in the garden. Oscar kicked the ball very hard and it went over near the bins. Elis went over to get it, and there he saw something rooting around in the rubbish. Elis realised it was a very scruffy dog. It looked up at Elis and smiled. "G'day, I'm Stray Ray," he barked. "Hello," said Elis, and then he thought he'd better go and get his mum. So he nipped in to tell her. "Be careful," said Mum. "We don't know if he's friendly or not." Ray was wagging his tail and still panting. "Who's this geezer?" thought Berryl. Mum slowly approached Ray, who carried on wagging his tail. She put out her hand for him to sniff, and then she stroked him. Mum was a bit worried that Ray would get out onto the road and get hurt, so she brought him into the garden. "How's it going, guys? I'm Stray Ray. Bit of a garden party going on here, eh? Ripper." Elis and Oscar stroked Ray. He was very friendly. He was very excitable. Ray wanted to meet Berryl, but he didn't really understand that she was a cat. So he went over to her and started to try and sniff her bum. "Get out of it!" hissed Berryl. Ray jumped back in fright. "Sorry, mate," he barked. "I'm not your mate," hissed Berryl, and stalked off to sit under the trampoline. Mum wasn't sure what to do. "Can we keep him?" asked Elis. "I don't think Berryl likes him," said Oscar. "Too right," thought Berryl. "We need to find out who he belongs to," said Mum. "We should take him to the RSPCA. "I think he's hungry," said Elis. Ray was trying to eat a dandelion. Thought Mum. She went in to fetch him some cat food. "Liberty," thought Berryl. "Bonza," thought Ray, and he wolfed it down in seconds. "Cheers for the tucker, guys." After he had finished eating, they put Ray into the car and took him to the RSPCA. The woman at the desk seemed to recognise him immediately. "Ray, is that you?" she said. "Cynthia, mate, long time no see." Ray wagged his tail and greeted her. Mum and Cynthia had a little chat. Cynthia scanned Ray's chip to check who he was. She explained to Mum, "We found Ray on his own at the beach a few months ago. He's the sweetest natured scruff bag." So he's escaped from here? Asked Mum. No, that's the strange thing, said Cynthia. He was adopted last week. Cynthia looked at the details on the computer. Mr. and Mrs. Perkins at Brockway Road in Perth. Oh, exclaimed Mum. That's near where we live. They're our neighbours. Cynthia phoned Ray's family. It turned out that they'd gone to visit friends in another town. And whilst they were away, Ray had jumped the fence. Can we look after him till they get back? Asked Elis. I think that's a good idea, said Mum. So they took Ray home with them. That afternoon, Ray and Oscar and Elis all played ball in the garden. This is heaps of fun, guys, thought Ray. Berryl did not join in. She just watched them from under the trampoline. Then Ray brought the ball over and dropped it in front of Berryl. Not interested, mate, she said, and swiped the ball away. Ray raced off after it and then brought it back to her. I thought I wasn't your mate, he said. Berryl was impressed with his persistence. The boys seem to think you're all right, so I suppose I can be persuaded. She battered the ball away again. Ray raced after it. Daft as a brush, thought Berryl. He brought it back again. Here you go, mate. Cheers. Ooh, cheers, said Berryl. He's picking up his accent. Just one more thing though, pal. Don't try and sniff my bum again. Fair enough, mate, said Ray. Elis and Oscar and Mum made friends with Ray's family. And then when they went on holiday, Ray would come over and stay with Elis, and Elis would look after him. Berryl and Ray became friends too. Berryl stopped hissing at Ray, and Ray stopped trying to sniff her bum. And that's the end of the story. Okay, I hope you liked it. It's it's very short. The theme, one of the themes in here is about acceptance, which is a thing that Berryl learns in the story. So when she first meets, sometimes when we first meet people, we're not that sure. And I think Berryl, because Ray was a bit different to her, and also maybe she's a little bit worried that Elis and Oscar might like Ray more than they like Berryl herself. So she's a bit mean, she's a bit horrible to him to start with. But in the end, she gave him a chance, and then she ended up making a new friend, and that was best for everybody. It's always good to have lots of friends. Okay, so that's the end of the story. I hope it was okay. So this is goodbye from Berryl and goodbye from Ray. They're doing their little bow for their performance. Take care, guys. Stay safe. Love you lots. Bye.